engines roar, the tires scream. Fast as lightning, it's the dream. Speed and drama, every turn on NFR, the rubber burns. Feel the thrill of every bend, where the champions transcend. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Fernando calls the play on NFR every race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Now Fernando calls the play on NFR at race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Deaf Queen, the top supporter scene, in the crowd where speed is keen. NFR, the place to be. Join the race, watch and see.
Tuesday night, 8 p.m. We go SAFRL the show. Engines roar, lights will glow. Feel the rush, feel the flow. Every lap, a twist, a turn. Speeding fast, rubber burn. Crowds cheer, hearts churn. Victory, what we yearn. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Victory, what we earn. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Racing fast in full stride. Crashes, spins on the track. Up and down, who's coming back? Champions rise, no slack. Push to the front, never back. Pit stops, precision, gold. Strategy, daring, bold. Who will lead, not foretold. Speed and skill, tales unfold. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Racing fast in full stride.
In the quiet lanes of Silverstone town, folks are whispering about a boy falling down. Got a seat from his daddy, money's the king. Driving that Williams ain't like riding free. Tires spin, engines roar, but the podium's far. His wheels hit the gravel, now there's damage to the car. Got the world at his feet, yet he fumbles the lead. His dreams race away, but he's not in the speed. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name that can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying. the track's all uphill. Now he's got his own team with a famous name. Aston Martin's the brand, but it's still the same shame. Every corner, every turn, the crashes unfold. Dreams wrapped in carbon fiber, truth left untold. Paddock folks shake their heads with a sigh as the green car spins and the hopes run dry. No matter the funds, it's a harsh game of pain. $1 million toys can't shelter the rain. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams nowhere to hide. Bought him a name but can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams nowhere to hide. Bought him a name but can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill.
Gather round, mates, for a tale that's a laugh about a racer named Jack took an F1 path. Aussie lad with guts, but he spun that ride, crashed his dreams, now he's off to the side. Jack Gold Coast born with speed in his heart. Dad's a legend, gave him racing from the start. F4, F3, tearing up the scene. F2 king, living out his dream. Alpine shouted, Jack, you're our man. Gave him Ocon's seat, thought he'd lead the plan. But 25 roared like a roo gone wild. Jack's F1 hopes got wrecked in exile. Suzuka turn 1, pushing 8 and 5. Slammed that wall, car barely survived. Team radio buzz, Jack, you still there? He's stumbling out, dust in his hair. Oh, Jack ain't coming back, he's done away, mate. Crashed that car, sealed his F1 fate. 0 points, left skid marks on the track. Frank goes in, and Jack ain't coming back. Miami Grand Prix thought he'd make a mark. Turn 1, lap 1 sent Liam Lawson to the dark. Penalty stacked, his license near shot. Speeding in the pits, fines hit the lot. Alpine's cash took a hit from his spree. Boss Ollie Oak said, Jack, you're killing me. Franco Colapinto with bucks and a smile. Snagged Jack's seat, sent him back in exile. Fans online are cackling, saying Jack's a bust. 6 races, no points, mate, you're eating dust. Oh, Jack ain't coming back, he's done away, mate. Crashed that car, sealed his F1 fate. 0 points, left skid marks on the track. Frank goes in, and Jack ain't coming back. Jack swore he'd push like a dingo on fire, but his car's in scraps and his dreams retired. Back to reserve, just a spare in the shed. F1 chewed him up, left his hopes for dead. Jack with a grin and a cheer. Your F1 run was a wild outback steer. Aussie battler, you gave it a crack, but them crashes prove Jack ain't coming back. Oi, mate. Oh, Jack ain't coming back, he's done oi, mate. Crashed that car, sealed his F1 fate. 0 points, left skid marks on the track. Frank goes in, and Jack ain't coming back.
Under neon lights and in screams. She's the guardian of our speed-filled dreams. With skull in flight and alien on the chase, she's the calm in the storm, our guiding grace. Andre by her side, loyal and strong, their love's been racing all along. But it's the brotherhood she holds so near, with every lap she makes it clear. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid, with every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Trophies shine, but not like her pride, watching Skull and Andre glide. She's there in silence, she's there in roar, in every circuit, every lore. From midnight spins to dawn's first light, she's always there holding us tight. No crash too deep, no curve too wide, with her in spirit, we rise, we ride. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid, with every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Just a fan, she's legacy born, through every F1 storm we wore. Holding the line, fierce and unseen, forever our monarch, our Death Queen. Whoa, Death Queen, heart of the grid, with every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Yeah, oh, Death Queen, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Let me spin you a tale about a race car driver, George Russell by name. He's quick on the track, but don't get too excited, cause when it comes to greatness, well, he's not quite knighted. He's good, but not that great. Oh George, he's got the speed, but not the fake. Oh George, he looks like Woody from Toy Story, that's no lie. And when the race goes wrong, oh how that boy can cry. He's got the helmet, he's got the car, but when it comes to win, he's not quite up to par. He's got the look like Woody with a cowboy hat, but when he's in the pit, you'll see him shed a tear stack. Now don't get me wrong, he's got some skill, but when you're talking about the best, he's not in that middle. He'll race you hard, give you quite the fright, but in the end he's more known for his tears at night. He's good, but not that great. Oh George, he's got the speed, but not the fate. Oh George, he looks like Woody from Toy Story, that's no lie. And when the race goes wrong, oh how that boy can cry.
believe in the world of Formula One. He's got a lot to achieve. He might not be the champ, but he sure is fun. So let's give a cheer for George, our Woody on the run. He's good, but not that great. Oh George, oh George. He's got the speed, but not the fate. Oh George, oh George. He looks like Woody from Toy Story. That's no lie. And when the race goes wrong, how that boy can cry. So here's to George, with his heart on his sleeve. In the world of Formula One, he's got a lot to achieve. He might not be the champ, but he sure is fun. So let's give a cheer for George, our Woody on the run.
Chasing dreams in flight. SAFRL thunder roar, spinning wheels forevermore. Engines scream at 8 o'clock, adrenaline like ticking clock. Turns and twists where legends bleed. Every fan needs to believe. In the league of SAFRL we rise, fuel and fire in our eyes. From the lows to the highest highs, it's the thrill that never dies. Pit stops quick, a race of fate. Champions born at heaven's gates. Trackside hearts beat wild and free. Victory for all to see. Rivalries burn tire lights, red and green in the night. Final lap on the moon's gaze, ending in a roaring blaze. Crown rolls like crashing tide. In SAFRL we take pride. From start to end hero fights, everlasting speed delight. In the league of SAFRL we rise, fuel and fire in our eyes. From the lows to the highest highs, it's the thrill that never dies. In the league of SAFRL we rise, fuel and fire in our eyes. From the lows to the highest highs, it's the thrill that never dies. In the league of SAFRL we rise, fuel and fire in our eyes. From the lows to the highest highs, it's the thrill that never dies. The thrill that never dies. Pit stops quick, a race of fate. Champions born at heaven's gate. Trackside hearts beat wild and free. A victory for all to see. Rivalries burn tire might, red and green in the night. Final lap on the moon's gaze, ending in a roaring blaze. Crowd roars like crashing tide. In SAFRL we take pride. From start to end heroes fight. Everlasting speed delight, delight.
star, the engines roar, the tires scream. Fast as lightning, it's the dream. Speed and drama, every turn on NFR, the rubber burns. Feel the thrill of every bend, where the champions transcend. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Fernando calls the play on NFR every race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Not Fernando calls the play on NFR at race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Deaf Queen, the top supporter, see in the crowd where speed is keen. NFR, the place to be. Join the race, watch and see.
Tuesday night, 8 p.m. We go SAFRL the show. Engines roar, lights will glow. Feel the rush, feel the flow. Every lap, a twist, a turn. Speeding fast, rubber burn. Crowds cheer, hearts churn. Victory, what we yearn. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Victory, what we earn. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Racing fast in full stride. Crashes, spins on the track. Up and down, who's coming back? Champions rise, no slack. Push to the front, never back. Pit stops, precision, gold. Strategy, daring, bold. Who will lead, not foretold. Speed and skill, tales unfold. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Racing fast in full stride.
In the quiet lanes of Silverstone town, folks are whispering about a boy falling down. Got a seat from his daddy, money's the king. Driving that Williams ain't like riding free. Tires spin, engines roar, but the podium's far. His wheels hit the gravel, now there's damage to the car. Got the world at his feet, yet he fumbles the lead. His dreams race away, but he's not in the speed. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name that can't buy a skill. Let's keep Now he's got his own team with a famous name. Aston Martin's the brand, but it's still the same shame. Every corner, every turn, the crashes unfold.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to NFR. Welcome back to Tuesday nights. Just gone past 8 PM, and it's time to get going. Of course, tonight SAFRL Season 12, Round 2. You were here for Round 1 while we were at this very circuit. It just looked a little different. We did it in reverse. This time round, we're doing it the right way round. See Ubuntu and Boinkies in the chat talking about TNB. That was a league that used to take place on a Friday night, and it was unique in the fact that it was a full qualifying session as well as a full distance race, and really anyone who was able to finish the race was quite the achievement. Good evening to Panda as well in the chat. Let me know there in the poll. I put up a poll a little earlier on. Who do you think is going to take the championship this year in 2025? Is it going to be Lando Norris? Is it going to be Oscar Piastri? Also added in Max Verstappen because, well, who knows? And then why not throw Fernando in there? I guess Fernando can count as anyone else. Very busy race circuit, a very busy field. Will you look at that? All 20 drivers. It's a very short race circuit. When you've got a field this busy, all 20 drivers, really got to go out there, set that benchmark, make sure you get a time down. Later on, you might find yourself in a situation where slower cars impede you. You might not get another opportunity. This might be your one opportunity to get a lap time down. Of course, it's a circuit where a lot of penalties can creep in. Circuit where you want to use all of the racetrack to get the ultimate time. It's so easy to go over the lines. Nismo goes over the line for a 104.3. Second best is Harsh Cartoon with a 105.5. Apagozzi over the line 106.9. And we've got Blade 105.1. Times spread pretty far apart for now. This was the fastest driver so far, 104.3. That's Nismo in the Red Bull. This is Smurf. Still waiting for his first lap time. Caution in sector 2. No need to worry about yellow flags in qualifying. Of course, in real life you would have to slow down, and if you had an improvement in the sector where the yellow was, well, your lap time would be deleted. That is not the case in the game. I think every single driver out there is very grateful. If you see the amount of yellow flags in a qualifying session, I don't think anyone would get a lap in. Panda saying Oscar one way. Death Queen saying Oscar, although I do like Lando. It's going to be an interesting one, I think. For a while I thought Oscar was going to take it. I'm just starting to believe that maybe Lando's got it in him. Points difference between the two, just 14 points. Of course, Oscar, very cool, calm and collected figure. Maybe that will all change if Lando can manage to get under his skin a little, put him under pressure in the championship. You might see a very different driver. This is Essa. He's on an out lap, no lap time from him. Panda on an out lap, no lap time from him. So some very quick drivers yet to set their lap times. One of those drivers, Wheeze. So Wheeze, Levy, Virus, Panda, Essa. All quick drivers, expecting them to be towards the top of the field. The only driver in the 104s is Nismo. I wonder if he's about to be joined shortly. Andre riding in the green Salva. Can't believe from next year I'm going to be saying Salva anymore. Of course, it's been in the sport in so many different iterations, got sold to BMW. In fact, it did get sold to BMW. BMW had the highest shares in Salva. Simply kept the name because Salva had a 10% share when BMW bought it. And then when BMW decided to pull out of the sport, well, they sold it back to Salva at a fraction of the cost. Reese goes over the line with a 104.0. It's the quickest we've seen so far. Something tells me the 103's not far away. Well, Andre, unfortunately for the Kick Salva driver, we got that live. We got that live on NFR. Fortunately, I didn't have the bleep on the soundboard ready. Didn't see that coming. Fortunately for Andre, looks like that car is still in motion and he can get it back to the pits. On a fresh set of rubber. Get that nose fixed up. Of course, the last thing you want to do is retire in qualifying, in the early stages of qualifying. Because as that track improves, as the drivers ramp up their lap times, you have to sit power without any power in the pits, watching your name fall down the field. You're riding with that Magorzi, the Mercedes drivers, currently down in P18 with a 106.5. Goes over the line, there's no improvement there. Smurf. So he is struggling. So far, just that 1:30.2. That was not a representative lap time. He's just finished another out lap. He's going to have another go. No messing around on the tyres, everybody using a soft set of tyres. Nobody sandbagging at this late stage in qualifying, just over 9 minutes remaining. Qualifying does go by very quickly. Go back to Smurf. Russell looking for his first real representative lap time. I know he's a lot quicker than that. There's no way he's 25 seconds off the pace. Surely not a representative lap time. Another caution in sector 1. Essa has not set a lap. He's in the pits. Did see him out on track earlier. Not able to get a time on the board. Worrying factor for any driver that's struggling with invalidated laps in qualifying is how is that going to translate into the race. On forward to pick up a whole bunch of penalties in the race. Apnagozi has retired from qualifying. I need to actually ask him about that. That's a trend he does. That's a trend I've seen him do multiple times. He tends to go out, have his run. It's quite enough of that. Retires from qualifying. I think he just takes a breather before the race. Apnagozi, if you're there in chat, let me know. Queen, did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy seeing Andre crash in live time? 104.0, the quickest time we've seen so far. That is Wheeze for Mercedes. Then we've got a Red Bull Nismo P2, 104.3. Next best gunner 104.7, then Blade 104.7, nothing in it between those two, and Pantry Star 104.8, another 104.8 for Panda, and 104.9 for Levy, so things very close. Just a tenth of a second, 2/10 of a second is going to find you a whole handful of spots. Who was the driver that was struggling to get a lap time? I think he has got a lap time. That's Smurf, P13, 105.5. P13 doesn't sound too great, but look at all those lap times around him. 105.5, 105.3, 105.2. He's able to go out again, find another 2 or 3 tenths. It's going to translate to a whole bunch of grid slots. Wheeze goes even quicker. I said we may see the 103s, and indeed we have seen the 103s, and he didn't just scrape into the 103s. That's just about a mid 103, 103.6, throws the gauntlet down. Says, is anyone willing to have a go? Be my guest. Or depending on how he's feeling tonight, maybe it's hold my beer. Gunner remains in the pits. Blade remains in the pits, as does Pantry Star. This is Levy. He's over the line, 104.9, currently in P7. And Levy backs off. Wonder how many of these drivers listen to the stream in the background, because it happens so many times. I go on board with them and they back off. It just happened again, but I know he's listening. I've seen him in the chat. This is Robin, currently driver at the rear of the field. Well, not the rear of the field, Apnagozi's at the rear of the field, but that's because he's retired, so he's not going to be able to find any more improvements. Robin, on the other hand, can still find an improvement, get himself off that final row of the grid. Of course, now the question goes to the race. What happens in the race? Will we see, or will we get a surprise? Will we see rain? Will it be a race of many interruptions? think we've ever had a red flag on this channel. There's well over 120 races on this channel, and I don't think I've ever seen a red flag. Reminder to all the drivers out on track, if you obviously listening to the stream, if you can hear us, just a reminder to all the drivers, if you're on an out lap, if you're on an in lap, just take note of the drivers around you. Make sure you've got your track map on. Last thing you want to do is impede drivers at the end of the session, because the next one to get impeded, well, it could be you. Time still 103.6, nobody else in the 103s is displayed. This is serious preparation, or he's just trying to make sure he's got space on the race circuit. That's not the launch you want to get. You want to get the best traction out of that corner, and again a slide. Way he wants to start off the lap. Still over 2 minutes remaining, very short lap time. If you've got the fuel to get around here twice, many will try. This is J-Boy coming out of the pits. We haven't spoken about the Ferraris at all. One Ferrari in P9, that's J-Boy, the one you're looking at. The other Ferrari down in P16. This will be a race. The second Ferrari driver will be looking to get on the scoreboard. Obviously in SKR, bad luck in round 1, bad luck in round 2. If I remember correctly, last week in SAFRL, not too great either. So Skull will be looking to get on the points, or in the points rather. Let me know there in the comment section. Can you guys see the purple? It's like a purple thing next to your name, mostly Death Queen. Death Queen's got a purple. Does anyone know what that is? There's some pretty strange things popping up on my channel here and there ever since we went over that 1,000 subscriber mark. Ooh, we've got a car off there in the background. Was that an Alpine? I think it was an Alpine. It was Virus that's retired from the session. It was a Williams, not an Alpine. Pantry Star now makes up a position up into P4, very nicely done, 104.4. Puts himself up onto the second row with his Williams teammates. So as things stand, it's an all Williams second row. Weeze has finished his session off, doesn't have time to improve or can't improve, one of the two. Nismo, he's about to go over the line. There we go, Panda goes up into P3. And then Nismo just confirms that P2, and if I'm not mistaken, wasn't able to improve on that first run, 104.3. I'm pretty sure that's what he did out the box. And that's why I say it's really important to get that benchmark down. Sometimes sandbagging can be fun for the entertainment, other times can really catch you out. That's an example of a lap done quite some time ago, being the one that counted. Still a few drivers out on track, or is there? No, I think that's everyone. Everyone has gone over the checkered flag, or has retired, or is in the pits. So that is the end of qualifying. Of course, on Sunday, for some reason, we didn't get the qualifying results. It just skipped over into the race. So hopefully this time around, give us that opportunity to read out the results. In case it doesn't, Wheeze, Nismo, that's your front row. Panda and Virus for the second row. And then Pantry Star and Andre getting a good lap there at the end, 104.6. Hopefully we do get the results so we can carry on through that list. Boinkies managed to get himself into the top 10. And there we go, we do get the results. So Wheeze, pole position 103.6, the only driver in the 103s. Then Nismo in the Red Bull on the front row with him. Then we've got Panda, Virus, Pantry Star, Andre, good lap at the end there. We've got Gunner in P7, Spikes in P8, Blade P9, and Boinkies making up the top 10. Outside the top 10, got Levy P11, Essa P12, J-Boy 13, Smurf 14, Harsh Cartoon 15, Osman 16, Skull 17, Top Gun 18, and I think I missed the last two. It was Robin 19 and Atmagozi in 20th. He's saying he could have gone a little quicker, just pushed a little too hard on that last lap. Well, I didn't see any errors. Of course, now we look down the empty pit lane. Everybody to the right hand side of your screen. This time they'll be pointing in the direction that is more familiar to them. Of course, last week, this time we were going into very unfamiliar territory. There's a lot of you watching. Thanks to everyone who is watching. I see the views go down just a little bit just before the race, and I think that's the drivers that don't want to listen to the comms while they're driving. So we get the dual green lights, and that means we're off for a formation lap. Or as they say in MotoGP, what do they say in MotoGP? A reconnaissance lap. No, I'm just going to stick with, formation. Formation is fine. Formation is fine. So one more look at that order. Mercedes from the front. It's going to be Wheeze. And then we've got the pair of Red Bulls, 2 and 3. Pair of Williams, 4 and 5, and the pair of Selbers, 6 and 7. Spikes in P8, Blade in P9, Boinkies making up that top 10. P11, Levy, SAP 12, J-Boy 13, Smurf 14, Harsh Cartoon, Osman, Skull misbehaving already on the formation lap. That's why he's been disqualified. We'll see the red dot there on the main straight. That's Skull. Skull is sitting on the main straight by himself. It's basically like sitting in the naughty corner. You messed up your formation lap. Go sit on the main straight by yourself till everyone's finished. Of course, the biggest problem with that is the formation lap. It's all about preparation, preparing your tyres, preparing your brakes. It's all about preparing for turn 1. If the tyres aren't quite up to temperature, you might not have the same amount of confidence going into that turn 1. Another one that was disqualified was Essa. Both those cars will be slightly pushed back in their grid box as a result. And now we wait for the 5 red lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Off we go. Mercedes versus Red Bull. Red Bull versus 2 Williams. What's going to happen into turn 1? Is everybody going to hold station? Looks like everybody held station. We got, where is the second Williams? 1 Williams down the field. That's Pantry Star down to P7. Wonder if that driver's got damage. This is Pantry Star down in P7. He lost a handful of positions. Started just behind his teammate. Now 2 positions behind his teammate. Andre in P6. He'll be happy with that start so far. Spike's in P5. And rather Pantry Star losing another position, going down to P8. It's just too many cars on the track. Just having a look at that Williams, I don't see any damage. Pantry Star just going backwards at the moment. Let's bring up the tyres. That might explain a few things. As you can see, Pantry Star is on the hard compound tyre. Of course, the harder the compound, the longer it takes to warm up at the start of the race. Those drivers with the medium tyres, they come up to temperature first, and then when they do, they have superior grip to all those white wall tyres around them. The leader, he's on a set of those mediums. Theoretically, he should have the advantage. He's got the clean air, he's got the grip, and I think that's why he's already broken DRS. Skull comes into the pits and picks up a penalty and calls it a day. Skull becomes the first retirement of round 2 here at the Red Bull Ring. Back at the front, Wheeze leads the way. 1.7 seconds now is the gap, so he's pulling away quite nicely, utilizing that grip on those medium tires. So important in a situation like this. If you're using the softer compound, you need to utilize it. Sometimes you get stuck behind another driver who's on the hard tire, can't get past, and you're just not utilizing that medium to its full extent. And that's what's happening here between the 2 Red Bulls. Will they swap positions? Is there team orders at Red Bull? That does not appear to be the case. Nismo holds on the outside. He's not giving that position up just yet. The 2 Red Bulls on 2 very different strategies. Nismo on the hard tyre, looking to take that tyre as long as he can. Panda on the medium tyre, desperately looking for time in the beginning of the race. Skull having issues with tech. As far as I understand, that retirement was related to his wheel randomly switching off. Unfortunate start to the season. Skull will get going eventually. Just needs to sort out that wheel, sort out his internet. Or maybe just jump back on with a controller. I think that would be fun to watch. At the front it's still Wheeze. 2 seconds is the gap. Nismo continuing to defend from his teammate. Panda now 0.8 of a second away from his teammate, and he would have been really hoping to get past Nismo. Nismo's got the hard tyre, but no team orders at Red Bull. Skull, if you try turning it off and turning it on again. I literally have this problem that it took me a while to figure it out, and then I figured it out. My wheel would do exactly that. It would switch off, it would do the most, it would do some really random stuff. And then I figured out didn't have a charger anywhere near my wheel. I was charging this pretty large battery I had for an inverter when load shedding was at its worst, and every time I charged that inverter my wheel would go absolutely crazy. At the front, still wheeze, gap still extending, but very slowly, just 2.2 seconds now the gap. Wonder if the track now, rather the tyres, the hard tyres, just starting to come into their own, coming up to temperature. Now that big advantage you would have got out of the medium tyre maybe just being neutralised, and the hard run is starting to come back into this. Still Mercedes, Red Bull. We've got a McLaren up in P4, that's Spikes. Really good start to the race for Spikes. Look at that, he's made up 4 positions. Started in P8, now up into P4. Another good start was for Levy. He's also made up 4 positions at the start of the race. Biggest loser at the start of the race, unfortunately that goes to the second Sauber Gunner. It's lost 11 places since this started. No soft tyres to be seen in the field, everybody on a set of hards or a set of mediums. The hards for the first stint seem to be the more popular choice. Let me know in the comment section, what do you expect in terms of strategy? Is it going to be a 1-stop? Is it going to be a 2-stop? Is it going to be a race of interventions? Let's ride on board with one of the drivers. We'll ride on board with Virus just so we can have a look up towards the skies. Don't see anything threatening there. Seems like blue skies. I don't think we can hope for rain in this race. Those drivers at the back, they need to hope for the misfortunes of those ahead of them. This is Blade. Driver in the Haas and a viewer on NFR. Good to see him in the chat, good to see him in the car. Hopefully I don't see him chat while he's in the car, because that is going to raise some questions. Just ask Daniel Abt. Daniel Abt is the only driver I can think of that lost his motorsport career because he cheated in a game. Cheated on R-Factor 2, and it actually cost him his racing career. Looking at Panda, and he's coming into the pits. He's coming into the pits on the mediums, and he's one of the first drivers to jump into the pits on the mediums, so he's going to roll the dice first. And he was probably just getting a little bit frustrated behind his teammate, couldn't make up a position. Is he serving some sort of penalty? Oh, there we go. Eventually gets on his way. Seemed like there was some sort of a delay there for Panda. He is back on his way. What happens when the field hasn't spread out very well and it's such a short race circuit? When you pit early, problem is you're going to come out in a whole lot of traffic. Essa picks up a 3-second penalty. We've already got a few penalties on the screen. 4 drivers with penalties next to their name. Not even 1/3 distance yet. And penalties already starting to look ugly. Started with 20 drivers, we're down to 19. We lost just the 1 driver, and that was down to technical issues, not to a crash. So we haven't seen any interruptions to the race so far. Andre picks up a 3-second penalty, not something you see too often. It's one of the drivers that can stay out of that penalties column when lots of others fail. Tonight he's joined that column pretty early on. Looking at J-Boy, the remaining Ferrari. The other Ferrari has fallen, unfortunately. Okay, looking at Boinkies, one of the 2 RBs. It's been a team with many names. So this year it's the RB. Last year I don't know who came up with B-Carb, but yes, it was officially known as Visa Cash App. At least they got rid of that. It was known as AlphaTauri, it was known as Toro Rosso. Personally, Toro Rosso was my favourite, but they're now starting to get a little bit more populated as Boinkies comes into the pits. I think that was J-Boy right ahead of him. Both of them following suit. Nobody wanting to fall to the undercut. Wheeze. Still out on track on the medium. All the other medium runners have come into the pits and got rid of those mediums. Well, Wheeze has got the pace. And he's going to try and extend the run just a little bit longer. So is the driver in the lead, 4.2 seconds. All of those drivers behind him, Spikes, Nesmo, Virus, Andre, all of them yet to pit, but they're on a hard tyre, so very different strategy to the leader. But look at that, the leader stays out yet again. It's going to be 11 laps on this set of mediums. What does he know that the other medium runners did not? Give the guys at the back of the field a little bit of coverage. Essa in P19. Race hasn't gone according to plan. We know he's a quick driver, just out of position on the night. Gunner, fantastic qualifying position, just not getting the race start he would have wanted. He's in P18, but still a long way to go in this race. We've seen so many times before on this very channel, at this very track, how quickly things can change. Just up the road from him we've got Boinkies, or as I call him, Beans. Try putting that name in an AI song. Boinkies. You'll get a really good song, and then when it gets to that name, song completely destroyed. J-Boy, P15, the remaining Ferrari. He has now made a pit stop at Ngozi in P14. Good race so far. Remember, he started from the rear of the field. I have no idea where Visor is. He has not made an appearance. So it was Virus that made the Death Queen song. Imagine it was Visor. I think the entire song would just be W. 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 Or it would just be a love ballad to Posh Cartoon. I actually think the latter would be more entertaining. Maybe if I say his name enough times, he'll pop up. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Reese leads the way, 3.9 seconds, and he's doing incredible things on those mediums. Nobody else has been able to take those mediums that far. Everybody put round about lap 9, lap 10. He's taken those mediums all the way up to P13, sort of matching the hard runners. Doing the longest stint on the softer tyre. And if you're thinking, why is he doing that? Well, if he's still got the grip, if he's still maintaining the gap, it means those mediums are still working. It's going to stay out there until that gap starts to fall. And then in the second stint of the race, when he is on the hards, his tyres are going to be so much fresher than anyone else around him. We still out front. And will you have a look at this? Andre up into P4. 14 laps on those hard tyres, yet to make a pit stop. And how many of these drivers would love something yellow to come out right now? We're not talking about the medium tyre, that would be ideal right in the pit window. I just think everybody's been doing a really good job. Haven't seen any incidents. Just the one incident with the Ferrari, but that was not an accident. That did not trigger anything. It was a problem isolated to that Ferrari. In some ways, mimicking life. Good news for the Ferrari team, on the other hand, is the remaining car is in the points. J-Boy is up into P8. What Weeze is able to do on these medium tyres, it's not making a lot of sense, is it? 15 laps. The gap for the past 2 or 3 laps has been 4 seconds. It's now 4.3 seconds. If anything, he's extending it ever so slightly. And this is at a time when those mediums should be falling off a cliff. Still holding things together for the time being. That gap 3.8 seconds, just dropping below the 4-second mark that I mentioned. Wonder if he's starting to think about that pit stop. Just starting to come in the back of his mind, thinking of the pit stop, and you can just see the distraction in the time, down to 3.6 seconds. Will this be it? And there we go, leader comes into the pits. 3.1 seconds is the gap as he hits the speed limiter. He will definitely give up the lead of the race, but that's not going to bother him too much. All those drivers going past him. Well, they're going to have to make a pit stop of their own. Wee's back on his way out of the pits. Where is Panda? Panda has made up a position. Wee's down to P5. Is he going to lose yet another? It would be crucial to get out here in front of the Williams. And yes, he does. Gets out ahead of Virus. That means Weeze is in P5. And all the cars ahead of him will need to make another pit stop. Panda slightly out of sync with the other 3. Spikes, Nismo, Andre, those are your top 3. They all have 16 lap old hards. Panda on a set of 8 lap old hards. Slightly out of sync with the field around him. Williams in 6 and 7 yet again. Remember, they started line astern at the beginning of the race, and then one of those drivers, Pantry Star, he started dropping positions right at the start. Didn't have a great start, but seems like he's been able to get a good result out of this at the end of the day. He's 2.1 seconds adrift from his teammate. Considering that start, that is a fantastic comeback drive. Comment section awfully quiet. Keep on talking, keep on moving. We need Virus in the chat. We need Virus in the chat to come and stir things up. He did say in the last stream that he was unsubscribing and leaving. At the time I thought he was being sarcastic. Well, maybe it's real. If he's not here on Sunday, confirmed. That's why we dropped from 1,011 subscribers to 1,010. How dare you unsubscribe? There's no leads the way. Remember, he started from the front row. He's been the only driver that's sort of been able to keep Weeze in check, but not quite. Weeze has been well in command of this race. Remember, he started on the medium tyre. I thought he'd be able to get away at the start. Things would start to neutralise. Field would start to pull him in. That was not the case. Just stretched those medium tyres much further than I thought he could, and sort of maintained the pace, maintained the gap throughout. Blade picks up a 3-second penalty. At least I think it was a 3-second penalty. Let's bring up your penalty screen so we can just get an update on what's going on. 3-second penalties for Andre, Nismo, Levy, as well as Robin, Gunner and Essa, and then one driver already up to 6 seconds, and that's Blade. It's really your current leader, and yes, that is your current leader at the front of the field. Just some news coming through on the F1 website. Alpine have officially inquired with Mercedes about the availability of Valtteri Bottas. I think Pinto might be on his way back to Argentina. This is Andre leading the way now from Weeze, who will... He's not going to want to waste any time, is he? He's going to dive into turn 1, will he? No, he doesn't. Stays tucked in behind the Sauber 4 now. It's Andre versus Weeze. This is where we saw the Papaya McLarens going wheel to wheel on Sunday afternoon. This time not as much of a fight. Andre lets that go. He knows he's not racing them. He's in a very different race. He's got a very different strategy. Probably trying to defend and hold those behind him. He's just going to eat up his tyres and eat up his time even more. We do have a caution in Sector 3. That's a car that has retired. Has not triggered anything further than just a yellow flag. Essa retires from the session. That was on a brand new set of softs. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. Maybe that was... may have been a retirement in the pits. If it's a brand new set of tyres, it may have just been a retirement in the pits. Some more movement in the pits now. That is Andre coming into the pits, a very late pit stop. Look at that, he did 21 laps on the medium tyre. He's going to go on the hard tyre rather. He's going to go onto the medium now. And he should have a medium at the end of the race. That is a little fresher than the tyres around him. Again, a little bit of a pause. I think that's probably something with the game, something that's not happening for the driver, but it's happening for us in spectator mode, because it's happened more than once that I've seen a delay in the pits for a driver that didn't have a penalty. Still a pretty good roster, 18 of the 20 drivers still very much in this race. We have lost a McLaren, we have lost a Ferrari. As far as double points go, let's have a look at the top 10. Who's getting double points so far? Alpine is getting double points. Williams getting double points. And for now, that's pretty much it. Is this Pantry Star? No, it's not. That is Pantry Star, just up the road. This is Virus. This is the view from his teammate. Now this is Pantry Star. And that's his teammate behind him. Love some of these camera angles. Of course, Red Bull have put in an application with the FIA to return the Red Bull Ring to its previous longer and faster format. Doesn't make the track too much longer, but I assure you it makes the track a little quicker, or a lot quicker. Here at turn 1 you would basically carry on going up that hill. Turn 1 would come a little bit later. It would be a slightly different corner. It isn't so hard braking into turn 1. It's more of a flowing corner coming off a very long straight. Back then it was called the Austria ring, later known as the A1 ring. Of course the circuit did go bankrupt. After it was the A1 ring, it went bankrupt. The track fell into complete and utter decay, with literally weeds growing out of the track. Red Bull decided to save the Austrian venue and brought the Austrian Grand Prix back to the calendar. It was off the calendar for quite some time. We set the fastest lap of the race with a 106.6, and he is exactly where he needs to be. He's in the lead of the race, he's got the clean air, he's got the freshest tyres on the circuit, and he's one of the quickest drivers on the circuit. All the ingredients for a race victory. Now it's just about bringing it to the end, bringing it to the finish line. Spikes in P4, and a 7-lap-old set of mediums. Some of these drivers towards the end of the race, they're going to be driving around with pretty tired tyres. One of those drivers is Panda. He's got 16 laps on those hards, still 10 laps to go. That would be quite the stretch. 25, 26 laps on that set of hards. As he may be hoping for something that'll give him a free pit stop. Has everything been pretty clean so far? We've had 2 retirements, and to my knowledge both of them were done in the pits. And the sky is as blue as it could be. in P3 shows you how quickly a night can change for you. Not so long ago he was really struggling to get a lap down in qualifying, seemed to be invalidating or getting something wrong. Eventually did get a lap time in. Towards the end of quali, he elevated himself off the field a little more. Now he's in P3, but he's coming in for a new set of tyres. Andre makes up a position with that pit stop from Smurf, goes up into P4, but he'll be cursing the penalty next to his name. Absolutely cursing it. Levy picks up a 3-second penalty of his own. Of course, if you do have a penalty next to your name, all you can do at this stage is make sure you don't get any more and hope all the drivers around you get one of their own to neutralize that 3 seconds. Blade now becomes the third driver to DNF from the race, and I think it's under similar circumstances. The reason why I say that, we know Skull retired in the pits, and you'll see there next to his name he's got a brand new set of mediums. The 2 drivers ahead of him also DNF, brand new set of tyres. So when you come into the pits and retire, they put on a brand new set before they wheel you into the pits. So I think all 3 of those retirements would have been in the pit lane. So Blade, you were here earlier. If you're still here, if you're still listening to the stream, let us know what happened. Were you involved in some sort of incident? Or did you just decide to call it a day? Of course, after that F1 movie, I decided, wait, who was the oldest driver to ever win a Grand Prix? According to the movie, it's Brad Pitt, but of course that's not the case. And had a look. I knew the driver was in his 50s. I just couldn't remember the number. But the oldest F1 driver to ever win a race won that race at the age of 53. The oldest driver ever to take part in a race weekend was in Monaco at the age of 57, but he did not qualify for the race, so he only took part in qualifying. Not something you see anymore, drivers in their 50s, unless you're in Hollywood. And that was a 50-year-old driver played by someone in their 60s. But I do think the movie was really good. If you want to see a bad motorsport movie, I have a recommendation. I have a recommendation for a bad motorsport movie. I would say watch this recommendation first and then watch the F1 movie, and it will make the F1 movie look like absolute Oscar-winning brilliance. That first movie, go look for a movie by the name of Driven. Absolutely terrible. We still leads, and by a massive margin. 12 seconds, 12 and a half seconds is the gap. Spikes the man in P2. Which you would have heard a song there in the prior to the race. Song dedicated to Death Queen, and that was sent in by Spikes. Note to all the viewers or all the drivers, if you want to get a song here in the pre-stream, pre-race. Of course, you can go to the NFR Discord and under NFR songs, drop your song in there. And if I don't forget, you might just hear it on the playlist before the race or after the race. I do have a question for Skull. Skull, if you're listening, was this what you said when you drove down the pit lane?
I am stupid. I am stupid. I switch off everything.
Something like that. That was Charles Leclerc in the castle section when he was primed for pole position. Blade said that a late setup change made the car quite undrivable, and that's what's led to that early retirement. Setup can be very important, so important. Get it all wrong, get a car that doesn't feel too good. It can be a real mission to drag it around the circuit. J-Boy in P7, you can see his battery usage isn't looking too healthy. Doing everything he can to stay in that P7. This is Andre in P6. Good result for him so far. He'd love to bring it home in P6, and he'd love to pick up another few positions if he can. Problem for him, next two cars ahead of him have a fresher set of tyres. According to these little purple things here next to your names, I think it's Death Queen is the. I think Death Queen's the number 1 fan. Skull's the number 3 fan. Who's the number 2? I think the number 2 was Ubuntu. Yeah, it was Ubuntu. Pantry Star goes up the inside, does he? No, he doesn't. He was being attacked by Boinkies. It was Boinkies that went up the inside. Williams versus RB. It's a battle you'd see in real life as well. Those cars pretty evenly matched. The RB and the Williams. Of course, that RB next year also losing the Honda engine. Honda going to Aston Martin as a sole supplier to Aston Martin means that Red Bull as well as RB are going to be moving over to that Ford engine. Ford engine I've heard very, very little about. Worryingly little about. Acknowledging my fans. I'm not sure I have fans, I just have people that like to watch the racing. But I have never seen those before. Those have now, well, they started popping up after I hit 1,000 subscribers. And also when I set up the video, there's a few options there I'm not quite familiar with. One day at a time. Riding with Smurf. Good to say, blame Brad Pitt. Blame Brad Pitt for what? Plus, name wasn't Brad Pitt, it was, what was his name? Sonny Hayes. This is Harsh Cartoon down in P12. He hasn't had the same sort of coverage he usually gets because his biggest supporter has not made an appearance. Ooh, that was a Aston Martin running wide. Let's see the grass there on the right hand tyre. Top Gun was already out of the points. At 36 of 36. A long way to go. Nismo now picks up a 3-second penalty right towards the end of things. As far as Wheeze goes, this is sorted. 23 seconds. He could even afford to make a pit stop and still win this race. Fantastic drive from the Mercedes driver. Man in P2, best of the rest. Big Panda. He will be happy with that result. Just couldn't get anywhere near the leader. Blame Sonny Hayes for the YouTube things. With every racing movie, there was one or two parts that made me go, what the... Checkered flag has fallen. Wheeze over the line first. Panda in P2. Virus P3. Spikes, Pantry Star, Nismo. Andre's come over the line in P7. Boinky's comes over the line in P8. Be happy with that. Started from P10, so he's made up 2 positions during the race. Smurf P9 and Harsh Cartoon in the points yet again. And Visor not here to see it. Luckily, this video goes in the NFR archive and you can come back and watch it. Depends how deep the obsession goes. We wait now just for those final results. Probably going to get a quick glimpse of the podium. And when you look at that, a driver taking his cell phone up onto the podium for a selfie. No, that's not good. Boinkies gets the driver of the day. Wheeze gets the fastest lap. Of course, he's the race winner. Panda gets the most overtakes in the race. And the cleanest driver goes to Osman. So Wheeze takes the victory. Panda in P2. Good points for them in round 2 very early on in the season. Virus P3, Spikes P4. Then the second Williams. Good day for Williams. Both cars in the points. Pantry Star P5. Nismo. 2 Red Bulls in the points as well. Nismo P6. Good drive from Andre at the end there to finish P7. Boinky's P8. Smurf P9. And Harsh Cartoon takes the final point. No points on the night for P11. Levy, J-Boy P12. Top Gun 13. Osman 14. Robin 15. Gunner 16. Atmagozi was the final car to finish. Retirements for Blade, Essa and Skull. And there we have it, folks. That is another round, that is another race done here on NFR. That was season 12, round 2. Of course, when we come back on this channel, it's going to be all about Britain. We're going to have the British race at SKR, then we're going to have the British race at SAFRL, followed by a week later, we're going to be doing Silverstone in reverse. So get ready for lots and lots of Silverstone on this channel. I want to thank everybody who joined us today for the race. Already a lot of you were in here before the race started. It's great to see you in here before the race starts, all chatting and getting ready before the race. It really helps me also getting a little amped up for the race. Sometimes I can get a little sleepy. So thank you to you all. I'm going to leave some music playing for a little bit. Death Queen, do you want to hear your song again? I'm going to leave some music on. I'll put Death Queen's song on once again. And again, thank you to all of you. I will be back on Sunday, and that'll be at 6 p.m. and that'll be at Silverstone. Until then, thank you everyone, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.
Under neon lights and engine screams, she's the guardian of our speed-filled dreams. With skull and flight and alien on the chase, she's the calm in the storm, our guiding grace. Andre by her side, loyal and strong, their love's been racing all along. But it's the brotherhood she holds so near. With every lap she makes it clear. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Trophies shine, but not like her pride. Watching Skull and Andre glide. She's there in silence, she's there in roar, in every circuit, every lore. From midnight spins to dawn's first light, she's always there holding us tight. No crash too deep, no curve too wide. With her in spirit, we rise, we ride. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. She ain't just a fan, she's legacy born. Through every F1 storm we wore, holding the line, fierce and unseen, forever our monarch, our Death Queen.
Okay, can you bring it back, Lance?
Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless
Can you bring it
light.
back, Lance?
From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team.
Can't, it's broken! Can't, it's broken!
Oh, Death Queen, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Well, gather round, folks, let
me spin you a tale about a race car driver, George Russell by name. He's quick on the track, but don't get too excited, 'cause when it comes to greatness, well, he's not quite knighted. He's good, but not that great. Oh George, he's got the speed, but not the fake. Oh George, he looks like Woody from Toy Story, that's no lie. And when the race goes wrong, oh how that boy can cry. He's got the helmet, he's got the car, but when it comes to win, he's not quite up to par. He's got the look like Woody with a cowboy hat, but when he's in the pit, you'll see him shed a tear stack. Now don't get me wrong, he's got some skill, but when you're talking about the best, he's not in that mill. He'll race you hard, give you quite the fright, but in the end, he's more known for his tears at night. He's good, but not that great. Oh George, he's got the speed, but not the fate. Oh George.
Good evening, David Croft here. Please remember to support NFR. You can do that by subscribing and hit that like button.
Oh, how that boy can cry. So Mr. George, with his heart on his sleeve, in the world of Formula One, he's got a lot to achieve. He might not be the champ, but he sure is fun. So let's give a cheer for George, our Woody on the run. He's good, but not that great. Oh George, he's got the speed, but not the fate. Oh George, he looks like Woody from Toy Story, that's no lie. And when the race goes wrong, oh how that boy can cry. So here's to George, with his heart on his sleeve. In the world of Formula One, he's got a lot to achieve. He might not be the champ, but he sure is fun. So let's give a cheer for George, our Woody on the run.
My like button is broken. Oh well. I don't think that is something I've encountered before. Fix it. Make it work. F1, make it work. One more time, thank you everybody for joining. If you haven't left a like on the video, please leave a like before you go. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And I will see you all again on Sunday. Till then, cheers.
I am stupid. I switch off everything.